30 years ago, the BBC programme Tomorrow's World attempted to predict what the world would look like in 2025. Not surprisingly, they predicted and clearly expected big changes. In amongst some of the wackier suggestions, they anticipated remotely operated surgeons, asteroid mining, and banking using microchips in our arms. As it turns out, robots are helping with operations. Space junk is an acute problem, and banking has become more automated. But it's mainly our fingerprints and our faces that we use. The show featured one of the most famous scientists of our time, Professor Stephen Hawking, who suggested that when it comes to the future, some changes are very exciting and some are alarming. But the one thing we can be sure of is that it will be very different, and probably not what we expected. You could say the same about faith. Despite the professor's wise warning, I'm minded to make my own prediction, not for the year 2055, but for the year ahead, for 2025. I'm predicting that much of the news throughout the year, what we read, hear and see, will be negative. I'm predicting that much of what is reported and shared will cause heightened anxiety and stress. I'm predicting it may make us more fearful and may even prompt us to lose hope. But I want to suggest that we mustn't. We must hope nevertheless, and unswervingly so. In the world of news, it's not unusual for some of the best of humanity to be overshadowed by the worst. But joyful moments do happen, uplifting stories are out there, acts of kindness and generosity take place. Inspiration and encouragement often hides in plain sight. It maybe just depends where we're looking or what we're looking for. Like Professor Hawking, the Bible has some advice for navigating the future. Don't conform, it says, to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Another translation encourages us to not become so well adjusted to our culture that we fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God, it says. In other words, pay attention, listen well, look wisely, think deeply. Don't accept the world as it is. Renewal is possible, alternatives exist, transformation can and does take place. It maybe just depends where we're looking or what we're looking for. None of us knows what this year will bring, let alone what life in 2055 will be like. What lies around the corner remains out of sight. But I reckon we could do worse than to commit ourselves to looking for signs of hope, listening for stories that encourage and inspire us, finding evidence that all is not lost, not yet anyway.